You speak to yourself more than anyone else in your entire life. Every single day, you have over 60,000 thoughts running through your mind. But here's what nobody tells you. Those thoughts aren't just noise. They are instructions. They are blueprints. And whether you realize it or not, your brain is listening to every single word you say to yourself. The question is, what have you been programming it to build? Let's start with something most people ignore. Your self-talk isn't just a reflection of who you are. It's the architect of who you are becoming. Psychologists call this internal dialogue. But I call it the software running your life. Think about it. When you wake up late and immediately say, "I'm so lazy," your brain doesn't argue. It accepts that as truth. It starts looking for evidence to support it. You hit snooze again tomorrow. You skip the workout. You procrastinate on the project. Not because you are lazy, but because you told yourself you were. Here's a real example. There was a study done at the University of Pennsylvania where they tracked two groups of people trying to build new habits. The first group was taught to say things like, "I'm not a morning person," or "I can't stick to anything." The second group was taught to reframe their language. Instead of "I can't," they said, "I'm learning to." Instead of "I'm not," they said, "I'm becoming." The results? The second group had a 73% higher success rate. Same goals. Same challenges. The only difference was the voice inside their head. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a fact and a repeated thought. So when you keep saying something, it becomes your reality. Now let's go deeper. Your self-talk doesn't just shape your actions. It shapes your identity. And your identity determines your destiny. There's a psychological concept called the self-concept loop. It works like this: what you believe about yourself influences how you behave. How you behave reinforces what you believe. And the loop continues, getting stronger every single day. Let me tell you about Marcus. He wasn't a real client of mine, but his story represents thousands of people I have observed. Marcus grew up hearing his father say, "We are not the lucky ones. We work hard, but we never get ahead." By the time Marcus turned 25, those words had become his inner voice. Every opportunity that came his way, he'd think, "That's not for people like me." He'd apply for jobs he was overqualified for because he convinced himself he wasn't good enough for anything better. One day, a mentor confronted him, not with advice, but with a question. "Marcus, who told you that you weren't capable?" Marcus froze. He realized he'd been repeating someone else's limitations as if they were his own. That moment changed everything. He didn't suddenly become confident overnight, but he started catching himself. Every time the old voice appeared, he questioned it. Is that true? Or is that just a story I have been telling myself? Within 2 years, Marcus had switched careers, built a skill set he never thought he could master, and started living a life that his old self-talk said was impossible. The circumstances didn't change first. His inner dialogue did. And everything else followed. Let's talk about someone you might recognize. Oprah Winfrey. Before she became one of the most influential people on the planet, she was a young woman who'd been told she wasn't fit for television. She was fired from her first job as a news anchor because they said she was too emotionally invested in the stories. That kind of rejection breaks most people. But here's what Oprah did differently. She didn't internalize their words as truth. Instead, she started asking herself a different question. Not "why am I not good enough?" but "where do I belong?" She reframed the narrative. She told herself, "I'm not wrong for caring. I just haven't found the right place yet." That shift in self-talk didn't just save her career. It created an entirely new path. She stopped trying to fit into someone else's vision and started building her own. Decades later, Oprah said something in an interview that stuck with me. She said, "The words you speak to yourself become the house you live in." Think about that. If your self-talk is full of doubt, fear, and criticism, you are building a prison. But if your self-talk is full of possibility, growth, and compassion, you are building a palace. This isn't about toxic positivity. It's not about pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about refusing to let your inner voice become your inner enemy. Because the truth is, you will face enough opposition in the world. You don't need to add your own voice to the list of people tearing you down. Here's the powerful truth they don't teach you in school. Your self-talk is not permanent. It's a habit. And like any habit, it can be changed. But here's the catch. You can't change it by ignoring it. You have to confront it. You have to become aware of the voice that's been running in the background your entire life. Most people go through their days on autopilot, repeating the same mental scripts without ever questioning them. I'm not smart enough. I always mess things up. I will never be successful. These aren't facts. They are patterns. And the moment you recognize them as patterns, you gain the power to rewrite them. The wealthiest, most successful, most fulfilled people in the world aren't the ones who never had negative thoughts. They are the ones who learned to interrupt those thoughts before they became beliefs. They are the ones who said, wait, that's not true, and replaced the old story with a new one. Your future isn't written by your circumstances. It's written by the conversation you have with yourself every single day. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 7 days, pay attention. Listen to how you speak to yourself. Catch the moments when you say, I can't, or I'm not, or I will never. And when you catch those moments, pause. Ask yourself one simple question. Is this the voice of truth, or is this the voice of fear? Then consciously choose a different sentence. Not a lie, not fake positivity, but a reframe. I'm not good at this yet, but I'm learning. I haven't figured it out, but I'm capable of growth. This is hard, but I have overcome hard things before. Your self-talk is the most powerful force shaping your future, not your resume, not your bank account. It's not where you were born or who your parents were. The voice inside your head will either lift you higher than you ever imagined, or keep you trapped in a life smaller than you deserve. The choice has always been yours. It's time to start using it.